All right, so now we are going to continue with carbonyls, but this time we're going to be talking about ketone structure. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start naming our ketones. Excuse me. All right, so we are going to again stick with the parent. We're going to drop the E, and we're going to add the suffix -oned. So our locant, our carbonyl, has to be on the lowest numbered carbon. And then we'll talk about common names. So again, we're going to use the alkyls names plus the term ketone. Make sure these go in alphabetical order. And then we'll talk about our aromatics here in a moment. Okay, so our first ketone that we're going to name is this guy right here. And so I have 3 carbons, and this is going to be the smallest ketone, because remember that carbonyl has to be sandwiched between 2 R groups. So my parent is prop, so propane, but I'm going to drop that E and add the suffix -one. If I were to name this as a common naming, I've got 2 methyl groups on either side of that carbonyl. And so this will be a dimethyl. So my name here for this guy would be a dimethyl ketone. And those are 2 separate words. A dimethyl ketone. And then the trade name for this, I think it's important to know this. This is acetone. This is a very common household organic compound. Okay, let's go to my next one down. So we're going to go to this guy right here. I'm going to go ahead and start my numbering, remembering that carbonyl has to be on the lowest locant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is going to be my longest chain, 5 carbons, and that ketone, that carbonyl, I should say, is on carbon number 2. So this is a pent, changing that ending to -one. And then I have to let everyone know exactly where that carbonyl is located, and it is located on carbon number 2. Now I also have a substituent here. I've got a methyl group on carbon number 3, and so this does need to be included in the name. So this would be a 3-methyl. Let's try that again. So a 3-methyl 2-pentanone. All right, let's come on over to this guy right here. Label him in red. All right, so again, want to go ahead and name this. I'm going to do this both the IUPAC way and the common naming. So in my numbering system, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have 7 carbons. My carbonyl is on carbon number 3. So this is going to be a 3 heptanone. Okay. Now, if I go to name this according to the common naming system, I have an ethyl group here, and I have a, what is this, a butyl? Yeah, 4 carbons right there. That would be a butyl. So I have an ethyl, and I have a butyl. So remember, I have to put these in alphabetical order. So this will be a butyl ethyl ketone. Okay. All right, we'll tackle our last one here. For our aromatics, these will be phenols. These, well, let's just follow the whole naming system here. Okay, so notice that I've got my ketone, my carbonyl right here. So my phenol is off of my ketone. So here I have a 2-carbon ketone. That is going to give me an F. Okay. So my ketone, my ethanone, this is an ethanone. My ketone, my carbonyl, is on that first carbon of the ethanone, and so is my phenol. So the name for this guy is going to be, and I have to write this down here, a 1-phenyl ethanone. If I were to do this based on common naming, this would actually be, so I would have my, let me get a decent color here, my phenol, and I have a methyl group. So again, I got to do this alphabetically. This would be a methyl phenyl ketone. Okay. Okay, so lastly, what we're going to do is take the names and draw our ketones. So here I have a 3-pentanone, so that pent tells me that I have 5 carbons. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And my carbonyl is on carbon number 3. And so I can go ahead and fill the rest of these in with my hydrogens. So terminal carbons always need 2 hydrogens. That carbonyl carbon does not require any hydrogens. It is full. And so my 4th carbon needs 2 hydrogens and my 5th carbon needs 3. All right, my last is an ethyl phenyl ketone. So ethyl means that I have 2 carbons, and phenyl means that I've got an aromatic. And these 2 groups are going to be connected with a carbonyl. So I've got my phenyl connected to my carbonyl, connected to my ethyl group. Okay, and we'll continue to do more of this in class.